What's quaking, people? Counter to Quake here, coming at you with my reaction to PresFull's brand new Maki and My song Fade Away featuring SailorUrLove. Need a little more of the count in your life? You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can come hang out in the Discord server. You can listen to the podcast Nerd Base wherever you can find podcasts. I also stream on Twitch every Sunday at noon PST, and I'm even writing an anime-inspired novel which you can read on Wattpad as the chapters are released. Links to all of this are down in the description. And of course, if you want to support the channel, the best way is to simply like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the notification bell for more otaku and nerd culture content. And I am not alone here today. Who do I have with me?
You have PresFull, the one who made this song. Hi.
I have the artist himself who can hear me in my completely unadulteratedly honest, that's words, right? In my completely honest reaction and thoughts, whether it be positive or negative. We will see. But I'm
hoping for mostly positive.
He will get the very first reaction. He will be the first person in the world to see what I think of this song. You realize that? Interesting, huh?
Yes.
All right.
I do.
So without giving anything away musically, give me a little bit of background about the concept, the formation of the idea of this song and how it evolved into what it is without giving me any kind of spoilers on the song itself. Just give me a little brief rundown.
Oh, of course. That is quite simple. So the idea originally was, okay, so out of the twin sisters, Maki and Mai Zenin from the Zenin, family and clan
yes.
from Jujutsu Kaisen. Mai was the most troubled I saw, while Maki more or less had at least like her, path laid out in front of her, at least right at that stage in her life. She was like, I know what I'm about, I know what I'm doing. While Mai was like, fuck, I'm upset. And like, there was a scene in the forest. I forget which episode, but there was a scene in the forest during what was the thing they were doing? The whole thing where everyone was together fighting each other.
The sister school tournament thing. I don't know what it's actually called.
Yeah, right. I forget too. That tournament. Yeah, they ended up coming to blows, and Mai ended up revealing a lot. Like the main spiel being, I hate you. You left the family. Why couldn't we just do some chores and just stay living our lives together? You left me alone to deal with all of these scary things. And she says that too. She says scary things. I love how vulnerable she gets in that scene because it feels like there is still a sense of just her child self still in there that was never able to get past when she was a kid and relied on her sister. And then when, her sister Maki bolted, she got bitter.
Oh yeah.
And like,
I totally agree.
That's what the song, exactly. That's what the song is about.
I love that scene when they're little kids and she's scared because she can see the curses, but Maki can't see them. So Maki's not scared of them. And so Maki was always the strong one, the one with the more resolve. And Mai was the kind of scared one who, because Maki left and kind of challenged the head of the clan, Mai took the brunt of it. You're the one here, so I'm punishing you for what your sister did. That's kind of why she's resentful. And I love their story so much because I hated Mai when I first met her, because you're supposed to kind of hate her.
Yeah, it's done really well. It's like how you are supposed to despise the everlasting shit out of fucking, take a guess. Loser! That guy.
Bakugo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, last thing I wanted to end this off on was, it was going to be a Mai song, but then I'm like, okay, well now I have Sailor on this. She has agreed to do, originally I was like, you want to do the hook? She's like, absolutely. And then I asked her later on, I was like, want to actually do a verse too? She was like, oh, full stop bet, let's freaking get on that shit. So, Sailor was an absolute treat, to work with on this, because of course. And I actually thought literally like not even too long before I was like ready to get everything recorded and finished, because it was just going to be a Mai song, 2 verses and like a chorus, just for Mai. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I told Sailor, be Maki, I be Mai, and then we let everything like come to a head on the chorus. And like, that was big brain on my part, because this song is going to reflect that beautifully. So like, she's Maki, I was Mai.
No, I think that was a great idea, because I feel like it's sort of doing yin without the yang, which is, it's best to do them both because they're two sides of the coin. So I love this. So let's not waste any more time, guys. I'm excited. Let's jump right into this track. This is Fade Away, Maki and My song, by PresFull, featuring SailorUrLove, also produced by Leechy Boi. We love Leechy Boi around here.
The home slice.
Let's check this out. Let's do it.
He also mixed and mastered it.
Oh yes, beautiful.
Yeah, you'll see that in the bottom.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Oh, Ninithi on the visuals. Almost forgot to mention that.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, you'll see it's Ninithi.
I've said it before, but that doesn't matter. You chose to believe what you wanted to see. Yeah, well, your vision was scattered. Our laces, they matched, but we both had them different. I chose a path that you couldn't accept. And when I took off, you said you felt abandoned. I guess I understand it.
Okay, let's stop for a minute. I'm loving this very airy, light voice she's got going here, but then they have in the background the higher. I don't. It's not an octave. I think it might be. Different. It's not a full. I don't think it's an octave. I think it's just a higher harmony. But
Right.
Different.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a
okay,
harmony for sure. But oh man, that's beautiful.
right.
It's a beautiful sound.
It absolutely is. I'll give a bit of backstory on that. So, you know, Sailor and many artists, you know, of course, record their doubles or like their harm tracks. That was her harms. That was her harmonies for like. She recorded harms for the chorus and her whole verse, obviously, and like, they didn't sound exactly like that. That is, I'm pretty sure that's Leechy Boi's doing, getting those harms to sound that fucking.
Like the reverb and like the sort of the placement of them and stuff. Yeah, I mean, a really good skilled mixer, master, producer, and I would definitely put Leechy Boi in the skilled category for that. He can definitely take raw vocals and elevate the shit out of them and make them sound completely different. And that's like a lot of people like, oh, you know, obviously the singing talent of the artist should be praised, but a lot of times what goes unsung, especially to people who are not privy to the process, are the producers who are taking this beautiful talent and making it that much more elevated.
Bringing it to another damn level.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I have dabbled in mixing, but I got a long ways to go, and maybe someday I'll be mixing my own music. That's the eventual goal and dream. But like, since I've dabbled in it, and since I've worked closely with Leechy, I literally watched him like mix a good amount of the song. Actually, I watched most of the progress, screenshot on Discord. I know absolutely nothing about how Start gets down, but I've worked with him enough to where we've gone back and forth on it. I even mixed something of my own that isn't up on the channel anymore, and he gave me some feedback on that, which was a huge help from Start. And now that I'm starting to understand more about this, I definitely have an enormously large appreciation for the mixing, the mastering, and everything that goes behind what the artists already do so well themselves.
Yeah.
It gets elevated that much higher when someone who is a dope audio engineer just knows what the everlasting schmeckles they know what they're doing, It's absolutely fantastic.
I totally agree. All right, let's keep going.
I chose a path that you couldn't accept, and when I took off you said you felt abandoned. I guess I understand it, but you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. I chose to run because I knew you stayed when I saw my freedom and capped it when you went and lost it.
I love the rhythm she's doing here, because this is this definitely has sort of like a nice kind of like bouncy sort of hip hop rhythm to it, but it's very light and airy.
Because I knew you stayed when I saw my freedom and capped it when you went and lost it.
Capped it when you went and lost it. I like that a lot.
I'd hate myself if I chose to stay. I'm sorry, there was no other way. Just know I still think of you.
I'm not ready for this. Hang on.
Just know be ready.
You hear that vibrato? Of course you've heard it.
Okay, dude. Hang on. Okay, so right before, or not right before, but a good while before, this got the mixing and mastering treatment by Leechy, I actually threw the song together myself, just everything dry and just raw, because I wanted to get down the lyrics of the entire song, because I love this. This is another one of my babies, and I just wanted to really get it all down. Plus, I was just wanting to listen to it over and over again, just to have some pride in my own performance and how everything came together.
I totally feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, but I was listening to it on walks and maybe here at home, but definitely on walks. I was listening to it on repeat for like a day or two or three, several times, just to really take in how amazing Sailor's performance was here. And even dry, dude, she sounded incredible.
She's got a great voice.
Oh my gosh,
I've heard her kind of like just sort of half-assed playfully sing, like in streams and stuff, and she's just got a beautiful voice. And the thing is, the stuff you can do a lot to fake pitch. There's a lot of stuff you can do with pitch correction and auto-tune and stuff like that. But what I'm hearing from her technique and her voice, you can't fake it. You can't fake what I'm hearing from her. I've always been impressed by her vocal talent, and it's just, I love it. But that vibrato is just nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a very harsh vibrato, but it's beautiful.
For sure.
Very front placed, high, kind of more poppy tone too. She has a very front forward placed tone right now, and in that up in her head voice, it's just got this nice bright sound. You know what I mean? Because she can open it up and go back place and have that low rounder tone in her chest voice too, which is very beautiful and full. But when she gets in this high in her head voice, and she gets up in this higher front, like forward placed, sound in her head voice, it's freaking gorgeous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ooh, hear that flip? Ooh, sorry, I had to cut you right off. That little way.
Dude, every reaction so far has cut me off. Don't feel bad.
I'm sorry, that little riff, that little way, that little riff she does there.
I know, I knew you were gonna comment on
I feel betrayed would be putting it lightly. Now I cover the hate, I feel it gripping me tight. It's almost like she did it with the soul into the spite. Even if that isn't true, it's feeling pretty likely. In need of support, but you just had to up and leave. Wish I had a retort to that pain you've caused me, but I had to resort to a life that doesn't please. Now I'm forced down a path I never wanted to see.
I love that part. I wanted a dynamic verse.
Yes, hang on.
Support, but you just had to up and leave. Wish I had a retort to that pain you've caused me, but I had to resort to a life that doesn't please. Now I'm forced down a path I never wanted to see.
And then you got it's almost you have like dueling voices in your head. You have the really calm like
that's another doubles came out.
The calm like this isn't bothering me voice, and then but then the stirred up voice in the back that this is fucking bothering me, and then he pulls his way through, and then you're both screaming at the end, and it's got like a.
Okay, can I give you the idea behind that? So the idea.
Oh, my avatar just fucking froze. I hang on. Let me fix that. That's gonna be funny looking on the stream. But go ahead. Yeah, give me your idea. While I fix my funky looking avatar right now.
So essentially, what the idea was I wanted it to sound like I was having a sit down. Like I put myself in the shoes of as any good artist should if they're doing a character.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So my goal, full stop, was I want it to sound like I'm kind of scratching the surface of like what's really eating at me. I'm talking about it like someone's prying at mine. I want it to sound like an argument that was going through the motions, because you know how like you'll start talking about something, and if it really strikes a nerve with you, you'll try to keep it together. Then eventually it'll reach a boiling point where it's like, all right, you want to have the argument? Let's have the argument.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
the idea.
I love that.
And
it comes across too.
Yeah, from that point on, the rest of the track is just desperate pleas. You're gonna hear it. Like, I wanted to come to a boiling point, and then after that boiling point, I wanted the rest of the verse for Mai to just be her begging and pleading. You're gonna hear that.
I love this guy.
Need of support, but you just had to up and leave. Wish I had a retort to that pain you've caused me, but I had to resort to a life that doesn't please. Now I'm forced down a path I never wanted to see. Why couldn't you be there? It never will seem fair. The clan is looming over me. I'm living in despair. I'm lost like I'm nowhere. Please tell me you do care. I'm suffering without you. It's the truth, but you chose dare. I see how you fared, but now my heart is impaired.
Oh, that little truth or dare bar right there.
I'm suffering without you. It's the truth, but you chose dare.
It's their truth, but you chose dare.
See how you fared, but now my heart is impaired. I don't want to hate you, but fuck, it's not fair. Is it selfish to say that? I miss my sister, cause without her I feel scared.
Ooh.
Is it selfish to say that? Suffering.
I like the way you took a breath to like almost like to collect your thoughts and say it.
Oh yeah. I left that in intentionally. I left that in.
It's the truth, but you chose dare. I see how you fared, but now my heart is impaired. I don't want to hate you, but fuck, it's not fair. Is it selfish to say that? I miss my sister, cause without her I feel scared.
I fucking love that line.
I
love this scene behind it too. The crying into the ground kind of scene.
Okay, let me tell you something. I had to request that for that line, the scenery in the background be changed, and then if you pull through, what he had before was just like how Maki's verse was in it with like a manga shot with like the lyrics like put in like a little bubble.
Yeah.
It had Mai almost with like a contemplative, almost bittersweet like kind of smirk on her face, and I'm like, that does not fit that energy.
No, for sure. But what you have here works a lot. Like it works really, really well.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really want to change.
Right.
My sister, cause without her I feel scared.
Family ties are worn and frayed. Will life be better if we stay together? Face the storm, survive the weather. Time heals wounds, scars they stay. Souls were meant to stay the same. People change and fade away.
Okay. Damn. That was...
Stay the same. People
will change and fade away.
I think that those fit together really, really well. They really well.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is kind of like how this is like a similar energy to how I kind of had my mouse cursor on that one Sasuke and Naruto, bout kind of scene in my first Nerdcore release. When Leechy originally put that in, I was out of sync for a lot of the chorus, and he chopped it all up and made it work. And then he pitch corrected me, and he made it sound that good. I give like 80% of that credit just to Leechy. But like I know that I had to deliver on my end as well. But like Leechy made that happen, full stop.
I can hear that. To be fair, I can hear that it is processed and worked. I can hear that it was a little like it had to be kind of toyed with. I can hear that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Your voice can be molded and shaped into something really, really, really good. It can. I can hear.
Yeah, of course.
There's a baseline there. That if you really put the time in with a real solid vocal coach, and you really learned how to really develop the foundation of your instrument and to use it properly, to understand your registers and when to use your different registers, I think you could, because you're really back place, you're really backward place, and really like you're really back place in your chest voice, where I feel like I'd love to hear you up in your head voice, more forward place, more of a poppy sound, and you can do it. I know you can do it. And the only thing I would say is that
time heals wounds, but
you're still very low and open. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. With the vocal coach, you can definitely learn how to utilize these different things. But this worked really well. One thing I would say is that if I was kind of producing this song and coaching you on this, I would give you harmony notes to do instead. I would have told you to harmonize with her instead of doing a different octave of the same notes, was what you did. If you were to harmonize with her, I think that your different vocal color in a harmony aspect with her would have been a beautiful sound. And I think, and obviously I would have, instead of having Leechy sort of cut it up and make it work, I would have probably just beat it over your head and make you keep doing it and doing it and doing it until, because we could have gotten it to be where I don't have to cut it up and we don't have to really pitch correct it. I am not a fan. I'm old school. I'm not a fan of just relying on pitch correction. I'm a fan of get the fuck back in the booth and do it again. That's what I'm a fan of. Because
this isn't something I really like intend on.
Oh no, I don't. I'm 100% understand that. I'm not trying to say, listen, go fucking do better. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying this is how I would have approached it, because I prefaced it by saying this really does work. It works. I love your vocal tones together. You know what I mean? And I think it's something that you shouldn't just go, well, we tried it and I'm not the greatest, so let's move on. I think you should definitely, I would recommend that you pursue that more. You try to get a little more of a formal training in how to use your voice properly, and you pursue that, because your voice is not bad. You're just not trained. It's not bad. That sounded good.
Not at all.
For me, it was a little weird that you only accented with some of her words. It almost
that was
felt
an intentional play on my part. I like that vibe. I didn't want to do the whole
I think it could have worked.
I wanted to chip in to add an L.
I think it could have worked, but I think you were too loud to make that work the way it could have worked better. If that makes any sense. I feel like it was a little more of a, oh, boom, now he's with her. If it was more of a background subtle thing when you weren't as forward placed, and you're the main...
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
You're the main artist on the track. Let's keep that fair. I was just talking the other day about another song that I was reacting to, that when a feature doesn't outshine the main artist, that means they know what they're doing. They know that it's not their place to outshine the main artist. You are the focal. You should be the focal point of this track. Just because, now... I feel like you guys are sort of sharing the focal point, and that's good too. I think the way this came together, it worked really, really well. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed this song. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't want to sound like I'm being very critical, like, oh, this could have been way better this way. No, I'm just giving my thoughts. I'm just being honest about my thoughts.
Of course.
This worked really, really well. I think this is an awesome track.
Thank you. That's really all I've heard about it. I mean, sure, a lot of people just, it's not really a part of them to criticize. They mostly just want to be like, yo, this one's sick, keep it up, and I still really appreciate that. But I do appreciate when because the Anime Over Analyst, if you know of that channel, he put up his reaction to it today, and he actually commented on how, and I knew this before he said it, but like there are certain words I could have removed and like cut out of some lines where I had some busy lines that still work.
In the rapping?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
I agree with that.
If there's anything that I know I can do, it's getting something to just barely work, but I need to make it work more leading on.
Yeah, your verse I liked. I really enjoyed the delivery and the passion in your verse. I liked sort of like it gave a vibe of a conflicting mental state, which is that's totally mine. She loves her sister and she hates her at the same time. That's a real emotion she has. And
I don't want to hate you, but fuck, it's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you did that really, really well. The technical aspect of it, yeah, I mean, it was some parts of it were a little wordy. There's a little bit of clunk, but I'm telling you, man, ain't nowhere near as much clunk as I've heard from you in the past.
Right.
You don't have a lot of songs yet, so I don't want to put you in a bubble, but I really like your approach to more ballad tracks. Because I'll tell you right now, my 2 favorite songs of yours, and I do realize I'm on a song of yours, and it's not on this list. My 2 favorite songs of yours, though, are the Neji track and this track, the ballad track.
Oh, wow.
I like your tone and your approach and your writing style for a ballad track. I really do. Yeah. Now, not to say, all right, screw all the fast, heavy, high energy tracks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I really like your tone on the ballad tracks. So, kudos, man. Bravo to you and Sailor, and I don't want to leave Leechy Boi out of that, because Leechy Boi did his thing on this track for sure. He did his thing on this track.
Shouts out to Nitty.
I suffer from this too as a reactor. Like, yeah, we kind of second thought the AMV, because I've said it before. I don't like music videos because I want to analyze the music. I don't give a shit about the movie that I'm watching with the music. But the AMV was done really, really, really well. It's Ninethy though. Ninethy always kills it. But like, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this song. Obviously, there are always going to be things that you could have improved, that you can improve in the future.
Right. Yeah.
But this was great. This was great. I'm gonna be listening to this today. This was a good track.
I wanted to run through because just before we got to recording, I thought of certain words that I could have taken out to help things flow better. If you'll entertain me for a second. So I'm suffering without you is the truth you chose there. So taking out that but helps it to flow and not sound as worthy. So I'm suffering without you is the truth you chose there. I see you fared, but my heart and instead of heart is impaired. So basically like this: I'm suffering without you is the truth you chose there. I see you fared, but my heart's impaired. I don't want to hate you, but fuck, it's not fair. That would have cleaned it up some.
I think you're gonna get more comfortable doing that because especially for me as a writer. I have to kind of force myself to get rid of articles and things because that's kind of how you would properly say it. But like, especially when you're doing things like when you can use less words to make it flow better, but you can still get your point across.
Convey the same. Convey the same point.
It's the truth you chose there. It's the truth, comma, you chose there. Your point got across. You didn't need the but.
Right, exactly. Dude.
This is the truth, but in fact, unfortunately, you had chosen dare. You don't need to say all that.
Exactly. Okay. So, yeah, the overanalyst said it the same way. Leave out some words, convey the same message.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And I think you're,
Shouts out
to be fair, I think you're getting better at that because I remember when I first started working with you lyrically, I was like, bro, what's this novel, man? You got to cut a lot of this shit out. Dude, you're overextending the shit out of these sentences.
The first draft for the Sukuna rap. Case in point.
Yeah, and what do you remember the advice I gave you on how to see if you're overextending? It's fine. You'll remember when I say it. Rap it over the beat, and when you find yourself sort of struggling to get all the words in, that's your first key that you're saying too much shit. When you're scrambling to get all the words out in beat, that's a red flag. Reapproach that line. And
okay, I want to end this reaction with something fun.
Let's do it.
Just whenever we get there. I wanted to try to, all in one go, because I've got it down, I wanted to try to run through the entire verse with shitty Discord audio just for fun. Okay, here we go.
Well, guys, that's it for today's reaction. If you enjoyed,
son of a...
All right. I'm just kidding, man. Go ahead. Give it a shot. All
right, here we go. What is the title of Kai giving? Okay. No, I'm getting back at you. Right. I got back at you. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. To say I feel betrayed will be putting it lightly. Now I covered hate, I feel it gripping me tightly. It's almost like she did it with the sullen to despite me. Even if that isn't true, it's feeling pretty likely. And needed support, but you just had to up and leave. Wish I had a retort to the pain you've caused me, but I had to resort to a light that doesn't please. Now I'm forced down a path I never wanted to see. Why couldn't you be there? It never will seem fair. The clan is looming over me. I'm living in despair. I'm lost like I'm nowhere. Please tell me you do care. I'm suffering without you. It's the truth, but I wanted to try to implement in the changes. I'm suffering without you. It's the truth you chose there. I see you fair, but my heart's impaired. I don't want to hate you, but fuck, it's not fair. It's selfish to say that. I miss my sister because without her, I feel scared. All right, there it is. It's not clean, but we'll take it.
I have a couple notes before we end on those lyrics. It's almost like she did it with the sole intent to spite me. That's wordy. It's almost like she did it with intent to spite me. Like you can bump.
Right.
You can make it. It's almost like she did it with intent to spite me. That would have fit really smoothly. It wouldn't be forced. You know?
Yeah, it's almost like she did. It's almost like she did it with intent to spite me. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. And then there's one more thing. Why couldn't you be there? It never will seem fair. The clan is zooming over me. I'm feeling with despair. You see what I'm saying there? You missed an opportunity to make that EA line continue with despair. Why couldn't you be there? It never will seem fair. The clan is zooming over me. I'm living in despair. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Instead of living
I'm not
in
gonna lie.
despair.
Dude, despair was how I was going to say it originally. I played around with that idea already. I didn't like saying despair like that. That
I know.
Really weird to me.
But it works.
It works. I just didn't want to.
I'm just giving you my thoughts.
No, absolutely,
because
absolutely.
that
And I'm
beat
going
there,
to
but the
toy
beat
around
there,
with that
but living in despair. You
I know,
gave up on the rhyme
would've
scheme.
fit a hell of a lot better. Yeah. That's why I contemplated it for so long.
The reason I'm bringing it up because when I first heard this verse, my ears drew to it. Oh, the rhyme scheme didn't. He kind of like he only half the rhyme scheme survived.
Why couldn't you be there? Never will seem fair. Clan is looming over me. I'm living in despair. I'm lost like I'm nowhere. Please tell me you do care. I'm suffering without you. It's the truth. I'm suffering without you. It's the truth. You chose there. Yeah, that would have been.
This is a little thought.
Here on the Count Richter Quake YouTube channel, we make sure y'all have the best of times watching. We make sure y'all have the best viewing and most pleasurable experience when watching this, because this is what we do. Quake will just sit here and give me like a whole freaking lesson right in the middle of a reaction. If this isn't convoluted and lengthy enough, we will make sure that happens just for you guys.
I feel attacked.
Good.
All right, guys, that's enough. If you enjoyed this reaction, like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Follow me on all my social media, join my Discord, follow me on Twitch. Go down below and find the link and follow PresFull. We're subscribed to his channel. I'll even put a link to his Twitter. Go follow his Twitter as well. Check the boy out. He's doing things. He's going places. Be along for the ride. Guys.
Yeah.
Also down below, shameless plug, there's a link to my merch store. I've got shoes, hats, jackets. I have a lot of cool things. If you buy something that supports the channel, I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I've been Count Richter Quake. I've been with my boy.
PresFull, you best follow the Quake, subscribe if you haven't, do the things, and also read his book like I haven't. Because
read my book down below. There was a bumper earlier. You saw me wrote the book, but read it. I love it. I'm going to finish it very soon, I promise. We both hope you have a seismic day.
Love y'all.
Bye.